You step into the boarding door, and the first thing hits you. The air smells faintly of coffee and recycled plastic. The cabin hums, and the overhead lights make your skin feel dry. Your ears pop on climb, your stomach rumbles oddly, and by the time the seatbelt sign goes off, your ankles already feel snug in your shoes. If that sounds like you, you're not imagining things. The airplane environment actively nudges your body toward bloating, fatigue, and dehydration. Start at home. Drink an extra glass of water the morning you fly. Sleep reasonably well the night before, and lay out a small travel kit, compression socks you can slide on, a refillable water bottle, empty through security, electrolyte tablets if you tolerate them, and a light sweater. Check your medication timings, and if you have a medical history of clotting, get a quick note from your doctor with any advice and a printed plan for movement and medication during long flights. At the airport, fill your bottle at a water fountain or refill station after security. Avoid salty airport food within an hour of departure, and choose an aisle seat if you want to stand and walk without disturbing neighbors. On the boarding card and gate screens, confirm flight duration. Long haul over 6 hours is when the risk of swelling and clotting rises. Set a reminder on your phone to stand and move every 30-45 minutes. Even a gentle walk to the galley helps. Why does this happen? A few simple physics and physiology facts. Cabins are pressurized to the equivalent of 6,000, 8,000 feet. Humidity drops to single-digit percentages, and you're sitting still for an extended stretch. The lower pressure lets gases in your digestive tract expand, which makes you feel bloated. Low humidity draws moisture out of your eyes, throat, and skin, producing that dry, scratchy feeling. And sitting compresses calf muscles, so blood return to the heart slows, making your legs puffy and, in rare cases, increasing clot risk. Think of your body on a plane like a balloon in a dry room. The lower pressure makes the balloon expand, and the dry air shrinks its surface moisture, while being pressed against a table stops it from moving. Here's a quick analogy for the pressure and swelling. Imagine a soda bottle sealed at sea level, then taken up a mountain without letting gas escape. The gas expands, and the bottle bulges a bit. Inside you, gases and fluids respond the same way, the only difference being your body can compensate, mostly, by moving and by staying hydrated. Now the numbers and risks laid out plainly. Typical in-flight dehydration, mild, doesn't cost more than a few dollars if you bring a refillable bottle. Buying water on board typically runs $3.60. Compression socks run roughly $15.50 depending on brand. An over-the-counter electrolyte or saline nasal spray is about $5.15. The actual risk of a serious blood clot from a single transatlantic flight in a healthy adult is low, often quoted in studies as on the order of 1 in several thousand to 1 in 10,000 for otherwise healthy passengers on long flights. But if you have risk factors, recent surgery, active cancer, certain clotting disorders, pregnancy, or recent major injury, that risk rises enough that a medical consultation before travel is wise. The worst case avoidable outcome is a deep vein thrombosis, DVT, that can lead to a pulmonary embolism. That's rare, but the emergency care and hospitalization that follows can cost thousands to tens of thousands of dollars and is potentially life-threatening. If you ignore hydration, movement, and basic prevention, you'll likely walk off the plane with sore, puffy legs, a headache, and general fatigue that makes your first day at your destination slow and unpleasant. If you ignore pre-existing risk factors, you could face a medical emergency. Missed flight risk? Not directly from these symptoms for most people. But severe dehydration or dizziness could delay you at the gate or require medical attention and create connection problems. So take small preventive steps and keep extra time before any tight connection. The cheapest and safest approach is also the simplest. 1. Hydrate. Start hydrating before you get to the airport and refill after security. Aim for regular sips, about 250–500 milliliters per hour on long flights, more if you're sweating or it's warm. 2. Move. Stand and walk every 30–45 minutes on flights over 2 hours, and do seated calf raises and ankle circles when you can't walk. 3. Wear compression socks on flights over 4 hours or if you're prone to swelling. They're inexpensive and effective. 4. Cut down alcohol and caffeine during and before the flight. Both are mild diuretics and worsen dehydration. 5. Eat lightly. Avoid very salty, heavy meals right before or during the flight. Protect nasal passages and skin. A saline nasal spray and a small moisturizer or lip balm stops drying discomfort. Many passengers are surprised by how effective these small steps are. If you fly rarely, think of these like a simple checklist you pack with the rest of your documents. Many useful links can be found in the description. If this is helping, subscribe for short, practical flight fixes, and I'll share more simple habits that make travel easier. Mid-flight, when the cabin is cruising, ask the flight attendant politely for a full cup of water rather than buying a small bottle. Most will give you one free, and it saves you a fee. One specific misleading upsell to watch for. Airlines and some booking sites promote things like priority boarding or extra legroom, as if they're health purchases that prevent swelling or clots. The reality is, priority boarding mainly gets you space to stow bags and board earlier. Extra legroom seats do reduce cramped legs, but they are often much more expensive and not necessary if you move regularly and wear compression socks. More importantly, the single easiest fee you can avoid is paying for bottled water on the plane. Many airlines sell bottled water for $3.60, and the crew serves small cups for free. Bring an empty, refillable bottle through security and fill it after the checkpoint to avoid that cost entirely. A useful refusal line: "No thanks, I brought my own water. Could you refill my bottle?" Say it kindly, and most attendants will help. A common misleading health claim is subtly different. Some airport lounges and third-party vendors advertise hydration kits or booster drinks for $10.25 and imply you need them. Most travelers can get by with plain water and sodium or electrolyte tablets if necessary. Spend on a quality pair of compression socks instead of a hydration kit, and you'll get more practical benefit. If you have a history of fainting, uncontrolled diabetes, recent surgery, or you're pregnant and in the later months, check with your doctor before flying. Ask your clinician whether aspirin prophylaxis, stronger compression, or a different plan is right for you. Print anything they recommend and carry it with you so gate agents or crew see your plan if a problem develops. A few quick practical scripts you can use on board. For swelling and discomfort, say to a neighbor, "I'm going to stand up and walk for a few minutes. I'll be right back." To the flight attendant when you need water, "Could you please refill my bottle? I brought it through security." To an agent at check-in if you have leg issues, "Can I get an aisle seat to make standing easier?" They can often help without extra cost. Finally, small comfort items make a big difference for rare flyers. Carry a soft eye mask and earplugs to improve sleep, a micro towel to rehydrate your face, and gum or a jaw clench trick to equalize your ears on descent. Pack light layers to control your temperature rather than relying on airline blankets. If you liked this, please like the video and subscribe. More practical travel health tips are coming. Safe travels, and keep it simple. Hydrate, move, compress, and avoid unnecessary upsells on board.